there is a lot of debate and conflict between
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have with me today Chastity and Camille. And before we start our topic, just want to give a shout out to Chastity who did our makeup, hers, mine, and Camille's makeup. What do you guys think? Looks great, doesn't it?
Thank
yeah,
you.
You're gonna have to check her out. I'm gonna definitely put their socials in the description. Okay, give it a follow. So yeah, so starting out, our topic today will be being black at a PWI, and with that statement comes so many ideas, so many thoughts, so many different things. So I want to ask you guys first, how has your experience been thus far being a black student at a PWI? And then I'll share mine as well.
All right.
Who wants to start?
My personal experience from being at a PWI has been positive so far. I have not faced any discrimination that I know of or that I was aware of. Everybody has been nice and kind and respectful towards me and just willing to like work together.
I definitely say my experience, I'm finding a lot of community here. I think that there's a lot of strength in numbers, definitely for sure. And I think that the diversity here at the university is it's well placed, and I think that everybody kind of just finds their group, you know, but still being the minority at a PWI, I think that a lot of us are going through the same thing, you know, walking around campus, seeing people that look like us, but also people who don't. But I think there's also still a lot of times that we can intermingle with other races, not just being black, but, you know, others like Hispanic and Asian and all of that. So yeah, I think it's really been good for me, honestly, and being able to just see the different diversity that we have here at the university.
And honestly, like, I'm super proud of like how far UA has came like with diversity within campus, because I see like a lot more representation, and I'm just very proud of them despite, you know, their history. Yeah.
Yes, so UA is University of Alabama. So real quick, what are y'all's majors?
My major is nursing.
Okay.
Mine is Human Development Family Studies.
So I just changed my major. I say just changed. It was 2 weeks ago. But I changed my major to news media. So now it went from communication studies to creative media. I was going to double major at first, and then I changed it to news media because my counselor's like, Sam, like, if you do news media, that incorporates both aspects of communication and creative media. So yeah, I changed my major. But I think for me, my experience has been so fun. I think that there's definitely false notions that can come with the idea of being a black student at a PWI if you don't attend one, because you might assume, oh, that person's going to become whitewashed, or they're not going to be able to meet people. Like, we have such a strong black community on campus, and I feel it every day that I'm in my dorm. So all of us, when we met each other, is we're part of a program called Lucy's Legacy on campus. This is a program where like black girls like dorm on the same floor together, and then we all take a women's studies class together. And then Bridge is for, you know, black men, and then they take an African American studies together if they want to. So there's just so many different things. And I'm just talking about the black community. Like Camille was saying, like, you got all kinds of different races on campus and different community, different things and involvement for people of color. So I definitely haven't felt like an oddball out. I haven't experienced things, and that's for me. I've definitely talked to people who have their own experiences about things, and there are definitely struggles that come with it. And that's the next thing I wanted to talk about with you guys. Like, what do you think are like the main struggles or struggles that you face being a black woman at a PWI, like, if any?
Yeah, I would say the struggles that I face attending a PWI has just been probably code switching.
Can you share with us what code switching means?
Yeah, okay. So code switching means ability to change your language or your dialect, depending on your surroundings. And so I feel as if being a black student at a PWI, code switching is very important. So you just don't feel out of place. It is sadly that we do have to do this, but we want to fit in and be accepted and feel welcome and belonging. And so we code switch to adapt to others and their language and, their raising.
Yeah, so like, for example, would you say like when you're speaking to a white person, you might not use slang, or you might know that they look at you differently?
More proper language.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, because in some of my classes, I'm like the only black girl in the class, and so talking like in group settings is like really different, because it's like, I wouldn't say you have to like accommodate for them, but it's just like you don't want to stand out that much, especially like in the academic sense, because there are some times where they think that like, they underestimate the power of knowledge in a black person sometimes too. So, I think just kind of code switching, it becomes just a habit sometimes too, like not just being like, in a group, but sometimes like one-on-one, just meeting somebody, your first impression with them really does set it. And so I think just for black people in general, and speaking for myself, it's just, it's just something that just happens, and it's sometimes
natural.
Yeah, it really does.
You don't even think about it.
And I mean, everybody code switches. You don't have to be a black student attending a PWI, but everybody code switches in some type of way and form. It could be the smallest things, like the volume of your voice or the pitch of your voice, or even your body language is just the smallest things that we all do that makes us code switch.
I think one thing too is, I think about being a black student at a PWI, and then I think about black students that attend HBCUs, and one thing I've noticed is just there's a divide there. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just see so much war. Like, I'll see it on social media, like TikTok, people blowing up the comments, kind of combating and saying which is better. And I think that it's really sad, because at the end of the day, I see it as like, we're all black students trying to get an education. And I can understand how that divide started, because from the beginning, you've got black people fighting for equality, fighting for the things that they know that they deserve. And so you've got some black students that are trying to find a way to get into these PWIs because they're like, I belong here, I deserve to be here too. Then you've also got black students who straight up said, no, we're gonna build our own, we're gonna make our own thing. Like, both stories are powerful. I think both of them say a lot about black people in general. I want you guys to kind of add in like how y'all feel about that, or if you guys have gone through anything as it related to that, because I see it as, at the end of the day, it's a blessing that we're getting an education. And I know I've dealt with people share with me, oh, you're black going to a PWI, you don't want to fund HBCUs. Like, I've gotten so much commentary about my decision. And I think at the end of the day, I just chose, like, I'm attending University of Alabama. I chose the education that I think is going to work best for me. And I, like, said, I don't know, I don't want to sound like I'm defending myself, so I'm going to just ask you guys, because that's what I feel like my brain is going to. But how do you guys feel about that?
I think personally for myself, I did think about going to a HBCU, because I'm thinking, like, there is community there, people who are like me, so I don't have to feel like, an outsider. But comes to it, I mean, when I thought of UA, I thought that's home for me. It doesn't matter what the school is, as long as I'm getting the education that I need, like Sam said, and I think there's just sometimes that stigma, like, oh, but you're black, why don't you want to go to a black school, and I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, there are plenty of like black programs here also on campus that you can join, just as you would as an HBCU. So yeah,
I do feel like there is a lot of unnecessary tension, and there is a lot of issues and problems within the black community dealing with not even just that topic, but just hate in general, unnecessary hate. And I feel like that is something we have to overcome together, and we need to come together to do that. And one way to prevent this and to help this come to an end is just simply just being proud of each other. You know, like, it's not like picking apart, like, oh, she's at a PWI, or oh, she's at a HBCU, or oh, she has money, oh, she's poor. You know, I just feel like once we come together, like, we all have the same agenda. We're all trying to grow, you know, be successful and everything. We're all there for the same thing, which is to get a degree. So there should be no hate. There should be no hate and no discrimination against those who choose either one, because it is a personal reason and it's just a personal choice, you know. So I just feel like we need to come together as one to see eye to eye.
I hope more people can definitely see that, because that's how I feel too. I just know has a lot of people feel differently, and I really hope that mentality changes, you know, with more conversations like this. So I guess the last thing I want to talk about with you all is, what is it like, the dating life at a PWI for a Black woman who's trying to find somebody? What has that been like for you guys? Because for me, it's been a tough road. I just decided it's my freshman year. I'm going to focus on my academics, not focusing on guys unless it's guy friends, because I just feel like it's hard out here. Like, how do y'all feel?
I agree, Sam. It is hard out here. It is definitely hard out here. Yeah, it is. I agree. It is definitely hard out here dating at a PWI, as, you know, being Black and African American student. You know, I feel like there's a lot of unhealthy beauty standards here. And not just at this school, but just overall at PWIs. Especially when you're a minority, it can make you feel left out. The other thing I had to say is the Black students. Yeah, the Black students, most of the time, they're not even into Black women. They're into white girls. So it's just all about, you know, I'm not saying it's the same case for everybody, but it's all about finding, you know, the right person.
I got out of a interracial, did I say that right? Interracial. Mm-hmm. Yeah, interracial relationship with someone, and the experience behind that was that I felt like there were some things that I had to teach that person about me being Black. Like, you know, Black girls get their hair braided, and it takes longer than like 3 hours sometimes. You had to sit in somebody's chair, or, you know, telling them that, oh, we don't wash our hair like every day. You know, it takes some time. And I just felt like it was becoming, you know, something like a history lesson every day, you know, for that person. But definitely it did bring its challenges, but also at the same time you're learning, you know, you're finding what you like, what you don't like. Yeah.
What do you think as it relates to you guys, like finding someone here? Like, I know you shared, you know, Black men aren't interested in Black women as much. They're starting to go to white women, and I wonder why that is. I don't know if that's a trend or something, but I am seeing it a lot. Yeah, I don't know.
It definitely does feel like it's becoming like a norm to see interracial relationships, and I personally feel like the scene for Black girls at PWIs to find somebody that's like within their race is kind of a little harder. You know, because I feel like there's sometimes we're gravitated towards the white women here. Mm-hmm. And so not all of them, but there is just, it's a number of them that, you know, so personally I feel for myself, it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh, if I want to date a Black guy, you know, I got to try a little harder, you know. So
yeah, or there's competition, you know.
Definitely. Yeah.
And so I also feel, you know, since things are that way here, and I feel that this causes Black young ladies to change who they are deeply inside. I feel like it causes them to compare themselves to other girls and other white girls here, and they want to straighten their hair, or they want to wear Lululemon all the time, or they just feel like Lululemon. You know, I just feel like it's a constant, like, Lululemon. It's a constant, like, competition. Not with all of us, but it is some, you know, people that struggle with self-identity here, especially when they already are unsure of themselves before they come to college or before they come to campus. And they come here and they're like, oh, these beauty standards, like I should fit to them. So they start, changing who they are personally to, find somebody like them. And sadly, that's just how it is here.
Yeah. Well, that was just the spill that we gave you guys. And I mean, it's a lot. Definitely attending a PWI as a Black woman, it comes with its highs and lows. And just sharing a few things. I mean, if you guys think of more things for those who attend PWI, please share it in the comments. Let's have a discussion about it.
This is all opinion based.
Yes, opinion based.
And
have nothing
by
against
personal
interracial
experience,
relationships, nothing against girls who straighten their hair, none of those things. Just talking about it. And I guess I want to ask you guys, do y'all have any closing statements or closing thoughts you want to give before we end?
Stay true to yourself. Always do what you got to do. Get that money. Sorry.
Lastly, I just wanted to, just add that, navigating, your college life and your first years, especially your first years, can be hard here. Can be hard at a PWI as a Black student or at a HBCU. It doesn't matter. It can definitely be hard either way. But I want to say, to always prioritize and stay aware of your surroundings and just honestly be true to yourself. As like Camille said as well. And I feel like college is such a great time to learn and explore who you really are. So, there's positive peer pressure and there's negative peer pressure. So just be able to, discern like the difference. And I feel like you should be like, okay, and just to come together as one, as the Black community. For any of my Black sisters and brothers out there,
yes.
To just start having these uncomfortable conversations and these conversations that, okay, start questions and start, and that's how the conversation and bringing awareness just keep going on and on. Mm-hmm. So we can continue to educate each other and so we can become stronger as one. So that's all I have to say.
That's beautiful. I would say my advice to y'all, I'm going to talk about safety because I'm that girl. I would say, especially for my women out there, watch your surroundings, okay? Be aware. Like, we go to a public university, someone can easily come on campus with a backpack and pretend that they're a student and try and get your information, try to get to know. Be careful. Pay attention to your surroundings. I had to buy pepper spray this weekend, okay? If anybody tries to follow me to class, if anything happens, I'm not saying be paranoid. Just be careful. Because you just never know what's going to happen out there. College is a very fun experience, but it's also, I always say the statement of enjoy yourself, have fun, get to know people, be nice, but do not be naive. Do not just throw yourself out there, get involved with people you barely know, and then end up getting hurt. Just be careful about that. Like you were saying, stay true to yourself and trust your gut. If you're in a situation where you feel uncomfortable or where you're like, I don't know if I need to be here, trust your gut and leave, because that most likely
it can save your life.
Yes, it can. It can definitely save your life. So
or save others.
Yes. So that's my spill to y'all. I've had fun. I've met amazing people, but I've also learned I need to be careful. I need to stay safe so that I can stay alive. Okay. So yeah. So that's kind of our little gist. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, peace out.
Bye. Camille said about there always.
Wait, I'm so sorry.
It was the yes.
Okay, I just had to get that out. All right. Can you scoot in just a little bit? I want to be able to see your face. Okay, beautiful. All right. I guess next thing I want to talk about is what?
When you are in my when you are yes, I agree, Sam. I agree, Sam, that the dating life here at a
I need to leave.
Bro, you need to send me the bloopers of this.
No, I put the bloopers at the end of every video.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I love bloopers. They're so fun. Blooper. Hey, okay.
Okay.
Let's finish this.
Yeah. Finish strong. I agree completely with
I'm sorry. Okay.